Can you believe Lexus is discontinuing the IS? One of the old models, one of the greatest, except an IS250. Sorry. This is our way of celebrating the Lexus IS. May come back in the future, we'll see, but this is where it all started. And this particular car is truly a special one. This is a rare spec manual transmission. Not the sport wagon, but still. The manual transmission. But that's not all it is. This car is a barn find. This car has 40,000 miles. All original. I think they barely changed the oil. And it's unknown its entire history, but it looks like it's been sitting for a very long time. I actually anticipate it's been sitting since around 2015. So the past 10 years, it hasn't been much on the road. Judging by the date on the tires and everything, it is a complete survivor. And it's in beautiful shape. Does need a heavy detail, but in today's video, we're going to celebrate the Lexus IS model by starting to look at the original one and check this very rare one. It's just a beautiful car. Let's take a tour around this IS300, which in my opinion, this is the best color on this. At this point, we've seen every single color. I think the silver kind of takes away from the design because it's a simple design, but a very sharp one, in my opinion. Look at the headlights. Very rare to see these days, unless they've been replaced with original non-yellowed headlights. Very nice. I love this grille. It's so simple. Just a simple little grille, nothing over the top. It just looks so elegant, this car. I love the hood design. It's a very simple design, but it has this tiny little bulge here just to give it a little bit of character. Beautiful. As we wrap around, I mean, the side is as basic as they come. Just look at it. There is nothing going on. That's why this car looks great. Timeless, in my opinion. This line runs across the entire body, and that's about it. I love these wheels, and seeing them not refinished. They do have a few tiny little scuffs, but overall they're in great shape. I really like them. We wrap around here. This is, of course, a US model, so we have the little side marker deal. The back, again, timeless design. This is the Altezza design. It just looks great. I mean, they don't make cars this simple anymore for safety, for many reasons and whatnot. The exhaust tip is actually an original one. That big exhaust tip, that is the original exhaust to this car. This is not some, aftermarket. No, that's how they came from the factory. Beautiful. Same thing with the spoiler. We're not going to open the trunk because it needs some cleaning, but you get the point. Thing is all complete original survivor. Let's look at the interior real quick. It's not very clean. Again, this car has been parked for a very long time, so excuse the dust. It is going to detail after we're done with it, because this car came to the shop not running. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Manual transmission, and no, this is not an aftermarket shifter. That's how these came. This is how cool they are. So for a Lexus, it is not as over the top, except one place. Look at those gauges. Aren't these beautiful? Just look at them. And if I can do this with one hand, I find the key and switch hands again. Not as good as this as Jose is. That is, I hope you can see it. Yep, there it is, 40,047 exactly. How about that? And the best part is, look at this simplistic interior. They are auto climate control, but they're super simple, super old school radio. Everything is super basic, and the gauges are just the most beautiful thing ever. Look at them. It's just a cool design. I feel like the moving gauge on the newer ISs, that's where they started, kind of that design, and they went from there. But everything else is super basic. Sunroof, nothing really over the top. Super high build quality. The thing is just beautiful. There's something from the past. For the youngins out there, this is called a cigarette lighter. You know, when people used to smoke everywhere. Here's the best part about this. This is the original cigarette lighter. This is not some aftermarket one. It's chrome, just for good measure. How about that? These cars are just, they drive so nice. They're quiet, if you get a nice one. They're quiet, they're comfortable, but they drive so good. Not gonna win any races in 2025, but that's how they are. So I saw something here, and this is just the best part about this. So this car appears to be from New Mexico, and the Lexus dealership did an oil change. Thank them very much for that. They wrote the next oil change interval is at 411,000 miles. One extra zero. I'm assuming that was 41,100. It is slightly 5 years overdue. Nothing major. Car's, again, it's been parked. So, although we're not sure how long this car has been parked, given the age of the tires, so that's what we're going off. But this indicates maybe it was driven sometime in around 2020. That's the interesting part. Let's take a look under the hood as we start sharing what we did to this car. So, this car was originally bought running and driving, but somewhere in the transport, that stopped to be the case for a few reasons. First, the clutch completely went out, like done. No clutch, barely, just you let go of the clutch, it's barely inches forward, and it's not going anywhere. The owner of this car, current owner of this car, is a very dear friend of ours, does have the huge Toyota enthusiast. They towed the car kind of in an emergency. Hey, I just bought this car, I haven't even just took it around the block. We are gonna need a lot of work, but now it doesn't drive. So I have reason to believe the person that transported the car blew the clutch. It has 40,000 miles. Or the clutch was already going from the previous owner that didn't know how to drive a manual, and the drive just was enough to take it out. Let me bring the clutch and I'll show you. So here is the, talk about why the bolts, the flywheel bolts, are not in the car anymore. Move the flywheel. Yeah, that is, if you've seen a clutch, that's not a good one. It's completely gone. Number one. Number two, it's literally falling apart. Look at the pressure plate. Yeah, that's not good. Look at the flywheel. That's not good. I mean, this flywheel is so bad that I pass my hand over it, you literally feel the waves. That's how bad it is. Especially like in this area. So, there come a problem. This car has a W55 transmission. We'll show it to you, we'll lift it up in a little bit and you can see it. It has a W55 transmission, kind of a unicorn, not a super they use it in a few models, but not super, not like the 154 and the R series transmission. The W58 was common, but this one was not. The flywheel is bespoke to this car. You can't not share it with any other model. It's a bespoke one for this car. Even the clutch setup is a little bit strange. Can't find a flywheel. This flywheel has cracks. Can't really resurface it successfully, or we're not gonna start experimenting on a car of this caliber. The only way, unfortunately, to find a flywheel for this car is to find a lightweight one, meant for, performance applications, but it is a correct flywheel. Actually, one company came to the rescue, Drift Motion. They're usually into Supras and whatnot, great company. They actually make one for this car, lightweight one, super high quality. Here's a picture of it installed. It's a beautiful thing. So that flywheel is so smaller that these bolts are too long. So actually, different bolts had to be used. At the same time, we did the pilot bearing, which is, That is not in good shape, let's put it this way. And rear main seal was actually not, they had a very tiny leak, not the main seal itself, but the housing where it sits. So we got all that taken care of. That's all fixed. That's the first problem. Second problem. The timing belt was original to the car. Never been replaced since 2002. By the way, this is 2002. And then the valve covers were leaking, of course, from sitting. And then the spark plugs were original, the wires were, the car needed basically a full service. Radiator was like one bump away from breaking, original radiator. It was like yellow and just completely falling apart. Hoses were falling apart. Coolant's never been replaced, so there's a little bit of rust residue around. So we did a timing belt, did all the seals, did all tensioners, new belts, there's a brand new OEM radiator. The owner of the car did not want to cut any corners with this car, wanted everything OEM. So we did all that, did the valve covers, the spark plugs. Surprisingly, the middle valley was not full of oil. This is a 2JZ GE, by the way. Beautiful engine, super reliable. This is a VVTi iteration, super reliable. It's going to leak oil, it's going to chew up timing belts, it's going to have coolant leaks and whatnot, but I'll never quit. That's one thing about them. They'll never quit. You'll never find an IS300 with a bad engine. Everything around it will be bad, but not the engine itself. That's how good this engine is. It's a beautiful engine to work on. Let's do this. Let's put it up in the air and check it out, because if you own an IS300, I want you to look at one thing, which is becoming a problem and is very expensive. Look at that exhaust manifold. Literally looks brand new. That's a common thing with these, and they're very expensive because they have both cats. For some reason, this engine has two banks, just for good measure. So that, we had to remove it when we did the transmission. It literally looked brand new on the inside. I don't think this car has ever been raced its entire life. How about that? Let's lift it up and check it out. Let's take a look underneath this beautiful IS300. Best part about this is it is all original. Everything is original. Down to the 2015 tires. These are not original, but you get the point. Everything is covered up on these. Oil pan is exposed. Oil filter is in a very unfriendly position. That's how they used to do this stuff. Look at the suspension, how simple it is. This car drives great. Look how simple that suspension is. Just, why complicate it? It's very basic. You have the little cooling fin here. And you have a tire that is, these tires are getting replaced very soon. This tire is, I've seen better days. These tires need to go immediately. That's the plan with this. But suspension-wise, it's actually in great shape. Control arm bushings are good. Zero rust, of course. And for some reason, this bearing had play. Didn't make noise, didn't do anything, but it had play. So I actually replaced this bearing as well. The exhaust. Look at this. If you own an IS300, right now we're gonna be an envy. Look at this. All the flanges are perfect. Everything is just perfect. Look at these cats. Original cats, you can see them from here. Perfect. Rack and pinion does have a slight seepage. I don't think it's to a point where we need to do anything about it. A little bit more here. This is from like the housing itself. Nothing, I think this is just from cars sitting. Here's the W55 transmission. If you come around and see it, you'll see the very, very Vixen shiny bell housing. This transmission is a nightmare to pull out of this car. I just gotta say it flat out. So I came to do this on a Saturday. I've been doing this lately. Here's the thing, when you run a shop, you can't really enjoy any job. I enjoy working on cars. You can't enjoy anything. Phone calls, customers have questions, techs have questions, you gotta deal with problems here and there, all kinds of stuff going on at the same time. You're always constantly pulled from a car. It's just part of the job. But when we have a job like this, I want to enjoy it. When I'm uninterrupted, put some nice music, and just work at it at my pace. So I come Saturday when we have special projects like this, I just take my time, do everything. This was not a pleasant Saturday, let's put it this way, because here's the problem. You read the repair manual, it tells you disengage the transmission from the engine, just take all the bell housing bolts, rotate the transmission clockwise, and then pull it out. What they're trying to say is the starter hump hits the body. So as soon as you pull this transmission out, just move it a little bit, you hear a big thump. It just hit the body. You rotate it, it still hits the body. That's the problem. It was a giant fight to a point where I basically went old school. Probably not safe and probably shouldn't say that on video. You just take the trans jack, grab the transmission, and just kind of wiggle it out. That's the best way to get it out. It's not really that heavy, but that's the only way we were able to get it out. And getting back in was worse because the flywheel is so big. Same thing with the lightweight flywheel. It's the same thing. We got it. We got it. It was not pleasant, but we got it. But the clutch was just done. That's why I usually, like bell housing, we don't need to clean them much. Just give them a quick clean. This one was like full of clutch. The entire clutch was sitting inside the bell housing, so we had to clean it. Moving on from that, look at this car. Rust-free. There is one very dear friend and customer here. We put his car on one of the videos. I'll link it right here. Same color, not automatic though, not manual transmission, excuse me. He's gonna be in love with this thing. Just look at it. Completely and absolutely rust-free. This shock, which is super common on these, does have a little bit of a leak. It's a big noise though. That's why we decided to hold off on it. But zero rust, nothing. Look at this, the bolt still has color. Isn't that something? What a beautiful car. Like we were worried about, okay, maybe we need transmission mounts, nothing. This mount's perfect now, it collapsed. Look at it. That's not even collapsed. Other than this transmission, the W55 being very tight against the body of the car, it's actually a simple transmission. It's very small, not really high power transmission. I mean, the 2JZ does make decent power, but nothing over the top because it's not turbo. But what a beautiful car. I love this car so much. This is my favorite color, favorite spec. It is a manual transmission. I love these cars, folks. And one in this shape, if the current owner keeps it, enjoys it, he's gonna have a very beautiful car. If he ends up selling it one day, passing it on, whoever buys this, take care of it, because after a detail, this car will come to life, and wow, I would love to see it after the detail. It's a beautiful car, beautiful color. And this is the beautiful IS300 manual transmission. Folks, the Lexus IS has always been a special car. It's like a youngster car. It's fun, it drives great, even the regular one. It's always looked good, it's always drove great. And it's sad to see it go, but we have to have a grown-up conversation. If we don't want to see a car go, let's buy it so they can keep making it. Truth hurts, but sales were just not doing it. I know we're into a SUV world these days, but they were not selling enough. And I get it. And back in these days, they were the hottest thing. Not the manual transmissions went though, because they're rare. And then the next generation after this was really the big seller, and slowly started dwindling down. And I get it. It's coming up on an update, the IS, because it's an old model. They've been going for a long time with basically the same thing, just minimal updates. They're not going to spend a fortune to completely revamp the entire car and then sell a very small number of them. That's the truth, folks. So remember this. If you like a car, buy it so they can keep making it. That's how this works. But this particular car, in my opinion, one of the best colors in this generation IS, manual transmission, drives great. I mean, it does need a serious detail, but beyond that, it is all original. I love this car. It has been such a privilege to work on it, except transmission, getting it out was not fun. But surprised with that clutch, but things happen. And that goes to tell you, if you don't know how to drive a manual transmission, this clutch that we showed you is in the future, because you can't just beat on a transmission like that, regardless of little miles it has. It's gonna go if you don't know how to drive a manual. Folks, I hope this video is helpful and informative. I hope you learned something new. If you like it, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some of my other videos. Until the next video, folks, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and you have yourself a wonderful day.